Urgent. The moment a viewer clicks your thumbnail, a countdown begins. You have exactly 5 seconds before they decide whether to stay or swipe away. This is a glossary of YouTube's core analytics. The two metrics that determine survival are average percentage viewed, or APV, and average view duration. The standard is brutally clear. If a video averages less than 50% retention, the algorithm buries it. That means the traditional welcome sequence is dead. If you spend those first few moments saying hello or asking for a subscribe, the viewer is already gone. The battle for their attention starts at second 0. If you fail to justify the click right away, the rest of your content is entirely irrelevant. Nobody will be around to see it. Getting past 5 seconds is just the first filter. The next major test happens at the 30-second mark, which is where the largest chunk of your audience will decide to leave. This chart shows the dreaded intro drop. Rambling without delivering on the title's promise makes the retention graph plummet like a cliff face. To level out, strip away dead air and simplify your opening script for immediate value. Once you deliver that initial value, you immediately pose a secondary question. You answer the query they searched for, but introduce a new mystery they didn't know they cared about. You pair that new question with a glimpse of the final payoff. When you show physical proof that the video reaches a satisfying conclusion, the viewer commits to the journey to see how you got there. Viewers decide to stay based on whether those first 30 seconds feel like a fair trade for their time. Even if you survive the opening, you still have to navigate the mid-video lull. A few minutes in, viewers settle into a rhythm and their brains start to go numb to your presentation. To fight that boredom, you need to use pattern interrupts. These deliberate breaks in the visual or auditory flow force the brain to pay attention again. This can be executed by switching the camera angle, changing the lens, or suddenly bringing a physical prop into the frame. But visual tricks only go so far. You have to structure the information itself like a fast-paced story arc. Instead of a flat lecture, frame it around a specific problem, the struggle to solve it, and the eventual payoff. You have to re-earn the viewer's interest every 10 seconds, or the natural decay in engagement becomes impossible to recover. In 2026, YouTube updated how its recommendation engine evaluates that attention. Raw watch time on a single video is no longer the main priority. Instead, the primary ranking signal is now session contribution. This tracks the total time a viewer spends on YouTube after clicking your thumbnail. It combines retention on your video with overall satisfaction, measuring if they continued watching across the platform. A 20-minute video that bores a viewer into closing the app hurts your channel. A tight 5-minute video that leaves them energized enough to click on 3 more videos creates a massive algorithmic reward. The system no longer judges videos in a vacuum. It heavily favors content that acts as a gateway drug for deeper, longer platform usage. To create that longer session, you have to eliminate the traditional sign-off. The moment you say, "in conclusion," or "thanks for watching," you trigger an automatic reflex in the viewer to leave. This chart illustrates that exact moment. When the audience recognizes a wrap-up and leaves in a mass exodus, the algorithm records it as a negative satisfaction signal. Cutting the video immediately after the final insight prevents the viewer from recognizing the end, allowing you to move them to the next step. You use that abrupt cut to push them directly into the next piece of content. By structuring your end screens, chapters, and playlists around an unresolved cliffhanger, the easiest action for the viewer is to simply keep watching. The algorithm is just a mirror reflecting human psychology. By stripping out the fluff, respecting their time, and hiding the exits, you manipulate those natural behaviors to engineer an inescapable viewing loop.